Hey yo everybody, how are you all doing today? 898 SSX here, back again today for another video. And this video is actually going to be my first ever attempt at a Q&A video. First of all, thank you everyone for the support and the congratulations on the video. I appreciate it a lot. And we got a lot more questions than I was expecting to get. So many in fact that I'll have to make this Q&A a two-part Q&A. So if your question is not in today, then keep an eye open out for the next one. That said, let's get right into the questions. And to kick us off, Everything Box and Eddie Kim both want to know if I have any plans of doing a face reveal. Now, basically, I've submitted a couple of speedruns to ESA, which is a speedrunning marathon that takes place in Sweden. So if any of my runs get into that, then that will most likely be my face reveal. Until then, I have no immediate plans, but if I get into that, that will most likely be it. Next up, Mace Master is wondering if I'm ever planning to do SSX Tricky content. So I'm going to take this opportunity to address a bunch of stuff about the channel and its future. But first of all, when I finish my On Tour series, I will start doing a Tricky Let's Play. I'm not sure exactly how that Tricky Let's Play is going to be laid out, but I will do Tricky content. And as for other games and the potential of having them on the channel, as long as I have SSX in my name, I like to be an SSX specific channel, but I am greatly considering changing my name to something like just plain 898PPP or 898PPP and then dash SSX and more or something like that. I would still be an SSX centric channel, but I would feel more comfortable publishing videos from different games. Specifically, I'd love to do like a Let's Play type dealy on Need for Speed and upload some Need for Speed content as well as some other games. Alright, Jesper's got a lot of questions, but first of all, he'd like to know if I were to speedrun another game or base my channel on another game's franchise, what would it be? It would be the Need for Speed franchise, specifically Need for Speed Underground 2 and Most Wanted, the original, as Need for Speed and especially those games are some of my favorite games besides SSX games ever. I would however also be drawn towards making FIFA career mode content, as I do like some FIFA, and it would also give me a reason to buy FIFA every year. Right now I kind of skip FIFAs, because I feel like not that much changes from year to year. So I bought FIFA 15, I skipped 16 and 17, and I'm gonna buy 18. So we'll have to see. Maybe there will be FIFA content in the future, who knows? About what game I'd consider if I were to do eSports, the only one of these games I've ever actually even played, and you didn't even list it, is actually Call of Duty, and I've watched some competitive Call of Duty as well. I've watched competitive Counter-Strike too, but I've never played it, so I would probably have to go Call of Duty on that one. Maybe if I got Counter-Strike and I managed to get better at Counter-Strike, like get good at Counter-Strike and get competitive, then I might be equally or similarly attracted to a life in professional Counter-Strike 2 though. Sprite or 7-Up? Well, the only one I've ever had is Sprite, and Sprite is okay. It's not anywhere near my favorite soda, but it's a decent enough soda. 7-Up, never had, so can't say, so it would have to be Sprite. And finally, my favorite typical Norwegian food. Well, good question. If it's typical Norwegian enough for you, then the decision is easy. It's a smoked salmon with potatoes and some other stuff. I really love that. It's my favorite food in the world, not just typical Norwegian. But if that doesn't count as Norwegian enough, then fårikål is also way up there, which is basically cabbage, mutton, some peppers, and potatoes, and some other stuff. If I can find a good picture of it, I'll put one up on screen right now. Cold Phoenix and Noah, on the other hand, both want to know what my favorite non-SSX and non-extreme sports game is, and I would have to say an old flash game platformer that many of you may not even have heard of, but that I've had a lot of fun with. It's called Platform Racing 2. Aside from that, if you mean like real console games, then Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005, the original, easily. Keep It Default wonders what my rap name would be. So, I don't know, like, we have Ice Cube, who's actually a real rapper, so if we just go with the same theme and make it like SSX stuff, then, I don't know, dropping Icicle, Snowball, who knows? The sky's the limit for this one, but I'd go dropping Icicle. Next up, Haxon wants to know if I've ever smoked pot or taken any drugs, and also if I'm part of Ape Nation. No, I've never smoked pot or taken any drugs. That goes for tobacco, that goes for pretty much any drug, including heavier ones. Never touched the stuff. Matter of fact, despite having been of legal age for over a year now, I have yet to have my first serious alcohol. So, yeah. As for whether I'm part of Vape Nation, like, I can appreciate the satire and I think it's kind of funny, but no, I'm not part of Vape Nation either. And Topo is curious about when I decided to become the Grand Master of SSX. Now, I'm not sure if I'd use the wording Grand Master, but if I take this question to mean like when I decided to get serious about trying to do top level runs in this game, sometime in 2010 I really started improving my runs and going for some good scores and good times. Those were the days where I was going for like 5 million RMB, 5 million style mile, less than 2 minutes on Metro City without phone boost, stuff like that, and it's just kind of ever spiraled since. When it comes to joining the very top ranks though, like top 5, top 3, maybe top 2, that didn't happen until like late 2015. Alright, and Tiago has actually asked the question I think a lot about myself. Basically, has my channel and me playing this game and my streams and stuff helped resurrect the game? Well, I mean, you can argue if it was dead in the first place, but there certainly wasn't anyone making scheduled and consistent SSX content on YouTube. There was on Twitch, because Ripvig had started streaming the game by then, but aside from him, there pretty much was no one else. So I do think we have brought some life back into this game now that we've basically grown a community from about 20 strong to 200, 300 active members, which is quite crazy. Would I ever tell these people to go and sign up for Merc? Well, I mean, I don't actively discourage Merc, not that much in terms of the actual gameplay and top level runs happens on Merc anymore. Those who are interested in freestyle, I always recommend they go check out Merc, but most of the racing stuff actually goes on outside of Merc. Of course, I don't actively oppose Merc, so I can recommend you go make an account at least, but I'd be lying if I said you should expect it to be super active. Recently there's been maybe like one post every 4 or 5 days, which isn't, yeah, it's not that much, is it? And finally, is SSX immortal? Hey, as long as it's got people playing it, it'll never die. Games do die, but hey, I mean, now that we have people playing it, streaming it, and all that, and we're seeing community grow like mad recently, I can't see it dying anytime soon, at least. Okay, next up, I know this is a joke question, but I still have something serious to say about it. So Flab wants to know, probably jokingly, if I'll ever make a Let's Play of Blur. No, but if I can get Blur to work without motion controls, like if I can get the controller, the normal PlayStation 4 controller, to work for the Blur motion controls, then I will most certainly do a stream of Blur at some point. I really do want to play through it, as I never have before. I think it would be interesting. And who knows, without the motion controls, maybe the game isn't that bad. Boris wants to know how old my dog is, no doubt because he's heard him barking at numerous streams or videos before. My dog just turned 6 years, 11 days ago. His birthday is the 15th of March, 2011. Julian D is wondering if I'll ever upgrade my video quality to match that of like recent games. Well, with how I have a data cap, I can't just use data recklessly and I can't go completely overboard with quality. So as long as I have a data cap on my internet of 200 gigabytes a month, then most likely not. Even then, when it comes to stuff that's not on my computer and that I don't record through OBS, I don't have any HD capture software, so I'll have to say most likely not, no. Maybe in the future, but not in the next year, no. Rosal wants to know, when am I going to buy a capture card for console runs? Well, I already have, and I've already uploaded a few videos with the capture card. I set it up about 2.5 weeks ago, so yeah, I already have, and it's fully functional, and I've published runs from it. It doesn't look quite as good, but hey. BioGhosty wants to know if I have any plans of playing any other extreme sports games. Well, I would have to get them first, and even after I get the games, I have the problem of having 898ppssx being my name on YouTube, so I wouldn't make YouTube videos on it before I eventually or potentially change my name away from that. But at my streams, everything is a lot more free, so I could certainly play these games on stream, definitely. And Ryan Willocks wants to know how long do I spend playing SSX in an average day. It really varies, but at least a few hours on average every day. For some periods it can be as much as 8 hours or more, but generally probably about 3 or 4. Nick is curious what my ideal uberclick setup is, and well, it really depends if it's for speed or for style, but if it's for speed, then it's quite simple. It's SSX resist L2, Indian L1, Superman R1, Carolicker R2, Morgan Grinder R1 plus R2, and Madonna L1 plus L2. But if it's for style, it's more something like Madonna, Morgan Grinder, SSX Resist, and Carolicker are still the same, but I will have stuff like the Hand in Hand or the Smithereene, maybe the Torpedo sprinkled in there, stuff like that. Racer577 wants to know what was my first world record in this game. And it's a little bit complicated because when I did the run, I had no way of sharing it, so basically what I did was I just did the run, and then I saved the replay to possibly upload it in the future, which is what I did in 2011. But I did the run actually in 2009, and it was the 159 no booths run on Metro City, which between 2009 and 2011, Kubi actually did a 159 and uploaded it as well. But basically, unless somebody else got a better time at home and weren't able to share it, then that was my first world record. And as the final question I will answer in this video, Aero wants me to say something cool about where I'm from. So basically, Norway is a country with a lot of forest, and that's also true about the specific region of Norway where I live. I have a lot of forest nearby, so there's beautiful nature everywhere you look, and it's always calming to be able to just go take a walk through the forest and see the sights, listen to nature, and just be outside for a while. I mean, I'm not outside that much, but on the rare occasion I am, walking through the forest is quite alright. And that'll be it for the first part of the Q&A video. So thank you all so much for submitting questions. I hope I have answered adequately. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you once again so much for the congratulations and the ongoing support. And I will see you all again for the next part of this Q&A where I answer all the remaining questions. Thank you all so much for watching. Have an absolutely bang up day. Take care and goodbye.